think we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, hey guys, come on into my kitchen, welcome. Come on and have a seat at my table. Today we're making a spin on Hamburger Helper. I don't know how many of you guys remember that back in the day. It came in a little box, little hand, and you browned ground beef, you poured the contents into a pot and made it all at one time. So that's what we're essentially doing today, except we're doing it from scratch without the box. So what I already have started doing is I've already started browning my ground beef. This is just a pound of ground beef, and I normally would add some liquid and keep my dry macaroni and cook it all into one pot. But for time's sake, I'm boiling my macaroni on the side, and I've already got that started. And I use about half a box of macaroni because we only got like a pound of ground beef. So if you're only doing this for a pound of ground beef, then you're just going to use half a box of macaroni, dry macaroni. And what kind of macaroni is it? Whatever kind of macaroni you like. This just so happens to be elbow macaroni. Again, a spin on what we grew up on. But you can use any kind of macaroni. You can use bow tie. You can use a datelli. It's the little short noodles. You can use rigatoni, penne, whatever pasta you have. So if you already have pasta in your pantry, then use that. Don't go out and buy anything special. Use what you have. And like I said, we're just gonna, this is the quick, down easy, Stone Mountain, Decatur, country girl version of Hamburger Helper, and it's just Hamburger Macaroni. How about that? That's what we're gonna call this today. Hamburger Macaroni. Now, when you do this, this should taste even better than it did when you were growing up, because that stuff was powdered cheese and all that. We're going to use fresh cheese. So I've also, while this is browning and my macaroni is boiling, I also have some bell peppers. Now, I originally on my ingredient list, I said use green bell peppers, but I had green bell pepper, but I also had some pieces of yellow and red that I wanted to use. So I just went ahead and chopped that up, and we're going to use red and yellow and green. And then I also have my chopped up onions and my garlic paste already ready to go. Once this is brown, we'll drain some of the fat off of it, because you definitely don't want that fat. And if you don't want to use ground beef, you can use ground turkey. You can use ground chicken. You can use some bison. You can leave meat out of it altogether, I guess. But then I guess it's just really macaroni, and that's a whole different recipe than what I'm going to be showing you with this today. But this should be really quick and easy. Something really quick and go to. I used to feed this to my kids all the time. It was quick and simple. It was go to, less than 30 minutes from start to finish, especially if you're doing it this way, because the macaroni, it's going to be cooking and you're just going to fold it in when it's all said and done. So here we go. I ended up using a pound of organic ground beef because that's what I had in my freezer. Sam's had it on sale one day, and I bought it. It was a 3-pound pack, and it was on sale, so I bought that, and it was organic, and it doesn't have very much fat or oil in it anyway, so I'm not going to have to drain this. So I'm going to go ahead and add my chopped bell peppers. Again, you use whatever bell peppers you have. If you don't have any bell peppers and you want to use all of your green ones, then make sure you do that. And I'm going to stir this in just like that. And it actually looks kind of pretty. Pretty and festive. Look at that, y'all. Pretty and festive.
Vanessa here said hi.
Hi, Vanessa. How are you? Hope all is going well. I'm going to go ahead and add in my garlic paste. And remember, your garlic paste is just your garlic cloves. And this is about 4 cloves of garlic. And just some coarse salt. And you press it on your cutting board to make the paste, and then my chopped up onions. So I'll go ahead and add that in and get that cooking. And when you make your macaroni, you're going to make it according to the directions on the box. You want to undercook your macaroni just a little bit, because when you finally put it into your beef and vegetable mixture here, it's going to continue to cook, and so you don't want it to be mushy. You want it to be just Right, so you're gonna cook it, I think the box calls for maybe like 8 minutes or so. You're gonna cook it slightly under the 8 minutes. So maybe 6. And we'll drain it and then we'll add it when it's time. I'm just gonna stir it just to make sure our macaroni is not, I stirred it when the water started to boil, but you know, sometimes it gets a little sticky and I don't want it to actually stick to the bottom. So we're gonna stir this. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. There's nothing in the world like the smell of onions, bell peppers, and garlic cooking. It makes it seem like you're doing so much and you're not doing anything at all. So if you want to fool somebody, that's a good trick. If you ever want people to think that you cook something, saute out some onions and some garlic on the stove. Whether it's onion, garlic, and celery, or onion, garlic, and bell pepper, people will think you are skilled and masterful. They'll think, oh my gosh, what is that heavenly smell? There's nothing like it. I know that when I'm cooking this, I have my family running down the stairs trying to figure out what it is that I'm cooking. What are you cooking today, Mom? Or honey, what's going on today? So we're just gonna cook this, stir this a little while until the vegetables get a little soft, a little tender. I kind of still like a little crunch on my vegetables. That's just because I like the texture of the vegetables, because you're gonna already have the softened noodles and the grittiness of the meat. I kind of like a little crunch sometimes. Just a little different. Just a little different that way. But it doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different.
Georgia Peach Sweetie says, can you send the address for me to taste test?
Always, Jordan. Always, boo. I'll leave it in the mailbox. How about that? Or how about next time you just come on over and we'll let you do something simple. And we'll walk you through the process, or I'll come to your house or whatever.
Joel wants to know what you're doing.
We're doing Hamburger Mac. This is a spin on Hamburger Helper from when I grew up. Of course, I'm telling my age because I don't even know if they still make Hamburger Helper. I think I had a girlfriend that said they do. But they used to do Hamburger Helper, cheeseburger. They used to do a double cheeseburger deluxe, and then there was a beef stroganoff one, and then there was even a tuna helper. It was a whole phenomenon when I was growing up, and even when I was raising my kids, it was a big old phenomenon. While this is going, I'm gonna add some pepper. How much pepper? I don't know. My family, we like pepper, so I'm gonna add pepper to our taste. You add pepper to your taste because we like pepper. Although we did add some garlic, we also like garlic in our house. So I'm gonna add just a touch more pepper. That was probably, I don't know, 1/4 teaspoon more. And we're gonna stir this up. Now I'm not gonna add any salt just yet, because if you remember when you minced up your major garlic paste, that we also already added salt to the garlic paste. And when you're boiling your pasta, you also add salt because the pasta needs to be salty. And so the water for the pasta needs to taste like the ocean, taste like the sea. So it needs to be nice and salty. So I'm not adding any additional salt until I can actually taste this all together and decide whether or not I like it. Again, this is something quick and simple, easy for a quick meal at night. Serve it with a side salad, or serve it with, like I'm going to do for my family tonight, serve it with some cornbread, just because, and it's going to be that sweet cornbread, because that's what my family like. If I make regular cornbread, I end up holding it until it's time to make some dressing. And I have some in the freezer. We're not going to make dressing today, but at some point we will get a dressing lesson. And I mean dressing, not stuffing, dressing. My family also likes Hell Flakes. Again, Hell Flakes is just some crumbled dried chilies that are really spicy, and I'm just going to add a touch. You can find Hell Flakes on Amazon. That's where we always end up buying it, is on Amazon. I'm going to also add some cream in a little while, and then we're also going to add some marinara sauce. And what kind of marinara sauce? Whatever kind you like. Just whatever you like. And that's just to give it an extra note of flavor in the background. You're not going to add a lot, just enough. I'm going to actually only add half of the jar for right now, and then I'll think about adding some more. And I use this instead of adding tomato paste or tomato sauce because it has some additional flavors in it, and it makes it taste really good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this going. If you can see, this is really quick. We've only been cooking a little while, not even 15 minutes, and we're almost done, actually. Almost done. Let me check my pasta because, again, I don't want it to overcook, and the pasta is actually ready. Do you guys see that? This pasta is actually already ready because, like I said, you want to undercook it just a little bit. And it's been cooking. It was cooking before we started. I'm just going to taste it because I want to make sure. Yes. And it's nice and salty. Just going to pour that into my colander. Give it a couple of shakes. And I like to actually add my pasta back to my pot. We're going to leave it there until I'm ready to use it. Why? I don't know. My mama did, so I do too. I don't want to dry it out, but at the same time, I want to make sure that it's nice and good. It's nice and not wet, not so wet, but enough to dry it out a little bit. I'm gonna add whipping cream to mine. You can either use half and half, or you can use whipping cream. I'm using whipping cream because that's what I had, and I didn't want to have to go to the store and buy extra product for something that I already had something similar in the refrigerator. The half and half is still a good product. I just like cream because I want all my fat in my stuff, but at the same time, it adds a creaminess. It adds another texture. This is a whole cup of cheese. I'm going to just use half of it for right now. And we're just going to stir it in to make it nice and creamy. Look at this, y'all. Look how fast this is actually moving and how fast it's going. Look at this. And I probably end up adding more cheese. Look at that. Almost looks like rotel dip, huh? Almost looks like a little rotel. I'm going to add a little bit more cheese because I'm going to make sure it's nice and cheesy. Again, if you're just joining us, we're making Hamburger Helper. This is the take on the Hamburger Helper from back in the day. This is Hamburger Mac, not necessarily Hamburger Helper. It's just a different spin on what we grew up on. I'm going to go ahead and toss in our macaroni that we just finished cooking. Now, if you want to do this all in one pot, what you could do is you could leave the macaroni dry, add the dry macaroni to this dish, add about maybe 2 cups of water, put a lid on it and simmer it for about 20 minutes. And it does the same thing. I'm just trying to rush the process along so that it's done a little bit faster than 20 minutes. On a long day, getting home from work, this is a definite go-to. And we're gonna give it a taste a little bit. But I'm gonna turn my eye off because I don't want the cheese and all of that to stick to the bottom. Look at this, you guys. Doesn't that look good? Really quick, really simple. You guys, when you get a chance, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the button, click the little bell so that you can get notified whenever I upload new videos, and hit subscribe so that you'll always be able to see my videos up front. And comment. Let me know if you make this. Post a picture of it if you make it. Let me know what you think. Tag me in it so that I can see it. I'm going to give this a quick taste just to make sure the flavor is where I want it to be. If I need to add more flakes or more pepper or add some more salt or whatever it is. This should taste how you want it to taste. I think I'm going to add some more garlic. Just a tad bit more. because I want that garlicky flavor. Doesn't need any more salt because of the noodles were salty enough. And I'm probably going to add the rest of this cheese because I like it to be real, real cheesy. Again, I'm eventually using, this is eventually a whole cup of cheese because we want it to be nice and cheesy. And there you have it. I'm going to give it one more taste. Look at this. Now, you can add, I use cheddar cheese. You can actually use, I use actually extra sharp cheddar cheese. You can use white cheddar. You can even use pepper jack or even mozzarella cheese if that's what you have on hand. This is just something that's really quick, really simple. Something I used to do for my kids because it's kind of fun. And if you use wagon wheels, if you got little kids, you can use wagon wheel pasta. Something that they'll look at and be like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. They'll think it's really fun. This is perfect. I'm gonna plate some up for us. At the same time, I also want to throw in some parsley. This is actually parsley from my garden. I was able to go out and chop some this morning. I didn't think since the pandemic, we have been harvesting or doing some of our own gardening, and so I wanted to pull some parsley straight out of my garden. So this is what this is, some parsley straight from the garden. And I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top just like this, just for presentation's sake, and we'll leave some out. We'll mix it in, and look how that green just pops inside there. That looks really good. You can also, if you want to, I also have some, this is also oregano from my garden. You can also take the oregano and you can put some oregano leaves in it, and it's okay because this should taste how you want it to taste. This is actually perfect without any of this, but I have it, so I wanted to use it. So that's why I'm putting it in there. You don't have to. You make this taste how you want it to taste. And we're not going to put a whole lot, but this is just some Italian oregano that I had in my garden. My little herb garden. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this plated up and get it sampled for real, for real. Look at this. Really, uh-oh, y'all saw I made a mess. Hold on. Because we are not going out like that. We're not going out with a messed up plate. Cooking should be really simple and really easy. This is the reason why I wanted to start cooking, is to show people that it is easy to cook and really simple. This looks really good, guys. I love it. Hopefully you'll make this, and you'll tag me in it. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the button so that you'll be notified, the bell so that you'll be notified that I've loaded up a new video. This one should be on by the weekend, hopefully. And then I've actually already added more videos up for you to review and look at. Hopefully you're having a great day. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining. Big hugs and tight squeeze. Until next time. Bye-bye.